A terrible town. After riding all day, they arrived in the town of Hillside. Hillside was a town of mountains and jewels miners. It was also a very dangerous town, full of criminals. All of the jewel miners carried weapons to protect themselves from thieves. The sun had been down for hours. It was getting late and people were looking at them. We must be careful here, Ari said. We should have gone around Hillside. This way is faster, Jenna said. Besides, no one is going to bother 8 large humans. Maybe not, Ari thought, but everyone will bother 2 slews, and glowmen never fight. Lump is no help. We must stay with the humans at all times. We are tired, Yardem said. The horses need rest. So do I. What? Do you want to stay here? Ari asked. Let's keep going. We can camp outside of town. We have no camping supplies. Do you want to sleep on the ground with no blanket or tent? No, but... Then we will rent rooms for the night, Yardem said, riding toward a small group of cabins. Tomorrow morning we will leave early, so we will not be scared for long, little slews. Denza left, but Ari was not happy. Yardem and his men tied the horses to wooden posts. Yardem walked to the main cabin. You said you don't have any money, Ari said. The tall, bearded man in yellow turned. What? Back at Bird's Field. You said you have no money. Yardem stared at the little slew. That is true. What is your point? How will you pay for the rooms? The humans looked at their leader. Sarita smiled at Lump, who wrote a question mark on his note. Akin put his heavy hand on Ari's shoulder. It's a good question, little slew, Yardem said. But don't worry, I will sweet-talk them. I'm very persuasive when I need to be. Yardem was indeed very persuasive. He got them 5 large rooms, 1 for himself, 2 rooms for his men, and 1 for Ari, Denza, and Lump to share. Denza took the bed. Ari and Lump put blankets on the floor. At least the rooms were warm. I don't trust him, Ari said. How did he get rooms with no money? Lump wrote a note. Maybe he threatened the owner of the cabins. Yes, that is what I think, Ari said. He told the cabin owner that his men would hurt them. Keep your voice down, Denza said. You think Yardem is dangerous? Then don't talk so loud or he will hear you. I'm not saying we do not know him. And now we are spending the night in Hillside. This was a bad idea. I agree, she said. Bringing you was a bad idea. Lamp laughed. Ari rolled over and tried to go to sleep. The 3 were finally asleep when the door burst open. Dark figures had broken the door and ran into the small room. Ari sat up but was hit in the head. He fell back down, crashing into a lump. They heard Denza scream and saw her being picked up. Someone was kidnapping her. His bruised head, Ari got up again. The dark figures were not humans. They looked like miners. Miners were shorter and rounder than most humans. Their skin was very pale because they did not get much sunlight. Their eyes were very big to help them see better in the darkness of the mines. One miner held Denza and ran outside with her. His hand was over her mouth, and she was not making any sound. The other miner waited at the door for a moment. He looked confused. He was holding something. He had taken Denza's blanket. Suddenly, Harry heard the sound of humans coming. They would be able to help. Miners have taken Denza, Harry shouted. He saw Sadida and Ekin running toward him. The second miner ran into the darkness. He caught up with the first miner, the one who held Denza. In the dark, it was hard to see which one held her and which held the blanket. Harry was chasing them. He pointed in their direction. Go after them, he yelled at the two humans. They have her. Miners were very fast runners. They were already far away. One went left, the other went right. Which one has the female? Aiken asked, running next to Harry. I cannot tell, Harry said. Come with me. We'll chase the left one. Sadida, go right. Lem stayed at the cabin. Glowmen were extremely slow walkers, and they never ran. But when Yardam and the other humans came, Lem brought them the story of what happened. Do not worry, the former king said. My men will catch those monsters. They will save your friend. Lem waited with Yardam and the others. After an hour, Harry, Sadid, and Ekim returned. Denza was not with them. I caught one of the miners, Sada said, but he did not have the female slough. He only carried a blanket. Did he say where the other miner was going? Yes, the scarred human said, rubbing his fist. I made him talk. The kidnapper is taking Denza west to the sea towns. Why? Yardam asked. Are they going to Springfield like us? Saida nodded his head. They will try to sell her there. Harry was startled. What do you mean, sell her? She is a person, not a horse. Yardam's blue eyes were very sad. There is much you do not about the world, he said. You have never left Bird's Field, have you? It isn't safe to leave, Harry said. Why isn't it safe? Because bad things happen in the other towns. The leader looked down at his feet. But you don't know what bad things, do you? All you know is the world is not safe, but you don't know why. I never wanted to know why, Harry said, crying. Why had he left his town? He knew he was right to stay home. This was all Denza's fault, and now she was gone. I understand, Yardam said, but get dressed. We're leaving now. You are going to learn things you did not want to know.